Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
It's the world's fastest half-mile oval, and live here on a Tuesday night, we get to relive some of the memorable moments over the century. From the phrase, just trying to rattle his cage, to the iconic Rusty Wallace finishes, the side-by-side, rubbing fenders, and rubbing his racing. Live here tonight on V-Speed, it's the QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. The R&R 100, 200 laps here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum in this concrete half mile. It's been fantastic over the years. They put dirt on it for a while, not sure why they did that, and they brought it back to what it originally was, and here we are, back on the iRacing service as it was intended to be. This concrete half mile oval chews up tires, to say the least. Looking up here at the track map. On July 30th, 1960, it's been described as a gymnasium with cars inside of it. I compare it more to throwing shoes in the dryer, as these guys will go nose to tail all the way around this place. And when you get that close to one another, you're bound to ruffle some feathers and stir up some attitudes. Look to see these guys get the best of one another and maybe some bad blood after this one. We'll have to wait and see. But yes, 0.53 miles, 30 degrees of banking in the turns to one of NASCAR's steepest racetracks close to Talladega. And the steepness of banking at its peak. You can see there with our Bristol, Tennessee, four-corner oval. Race analysis up on your screen. 200 laps here today. 4 tire sets available. 35-mile-per-hour pit road speed limit with 2 green-white checkered attempts available. We most likely will need to use at least one of them. 100% fuel in the stage at lap 50. A quick look at the points. Nicholas Caldwell still holding on to that. 3 wins now under the belt for Nicholas Caldwell. Alan Dobbs, Quentin Stewart, the top 3. Quentin Stewart getting the win last week there at Watkins Glen. Nicholas Caldwell putting down Pocono and a variety of other tracks. Alan Dobbs looking to recover his season. He had a couple tough breaks and didn't get the finish that he probably wanted there. He's starting to fall back a little bit here from Nicholas Caldwell. 43 points down, but you can see all the way back to Jesse Burns. Waylon Turner with a win just ahead of him. That top 10 starting to spread out. 116 points to separate these drivers. And we'll look at the schedule here just before we hit the grid. And it's no surprise that there's a variety of racing going on here. We're kind of getting to that final stretch of the regular season. Watkins Glen, Bristol, Texas, and Michigan. That's 4 different places, 4 different styles of racing, and you're going to see it all just before we hit chase time. It's going to be starting back off with Talladega, just how we started the season as a super speedway. We're going to start that chase off at a similar venue. But with that, it's time to get to your grid, starting on the pole here tonight. 14,207. It's Jesse Gordon in the number 10 with the top spot. Alan Dobbs, 0.03 of a second off to start outside row number 1. Row number 2 belongs to Galen Lunch with Brent Allen in the 4th position. You're going to see a lot of names that do better at short tracks up here. Nicholas Caldwell in the progressive number 11 will start in 5th. Tristan Pena in the number 50 will start in 6th. 7th goes to CJ Gates, Waylon Turner in the 8th position, and rounding out your top 10, Austin Thomas in the 35. Quentin Stewart, a little off in qualifying. He should be able to recover this and get back up to the top 5. Definitely has top 5 pace from what we saw in practice. 11th goes to David Killow, and Wyatt Walker will start in 12th. 13th, Austin Downey. Mitchell Koster in 14th position. 15th, Deepa Squale with Christian Ruck-Regal. Then you go back to row number 9 with Jason Blaney and Randy Sale in the 00. Top 20, John Walker, Josh Wren. I'm sure he has an interesting driver cam here tonight. Can't wait to see that. Looks like some Google Earth maybe. Not quite sure what we're seeing. John Walker, and there we go. Brandon Yates and John, I believe that's Lloyd Dyka. He's never corrected me on that. Reed Sanders and Stephen McGough. And that should round out our 25-car field with Nathan Line in the number 838. So just a little bit of clipping here with our camera packs, and we'll try to get that resolved as soon as possible. New 3D catch fence here tonight in the updated art, but we're in the Geico restart zone. Turn 1, Tsunami's restart zone. We're Green Flag Racing, number 8 of the season. And the caution is out already here. A stack up in the back of the field, and I believe it's the 86 of John Walker right out of the gate. Not involved initially. It was the 00 of Randy Sale that got into, I believe, contact with the 19. This is just before the start. So we'll dial this back and take a look here. He gets into the 33 machine of Ruck-Regal that's off that chain reaction to start this race out. Randy Sale just a little bit too eager to get to the inside of the 33 there into turn 1. Gonna bring out our first yellow of the day. But Jesse Gordon on the pole here today. We know he's good at short tracks. He also has the 54 just behind him there of Alan Dobbs. Brent Allen, also a short track ringer. So look out for these names, but one name that I was concerned with in qualifying was Quentin Stewart. He started back in 10th spot, looked to see the 99 end up in this top 5 later in the run. If we can run this under green for this first stage, I would suspect to see the 99 end up in the top 5. CJ Gates just in front of that. And we went through your grid there, but it seems that it's pretty much the same as they started off. A couple positions changed, but we really didn't get that drive into the corners. And no real opportunity just yet for change for position. I would like to thank you for tuning in here on this Tuesday night. Hope everybody's safe. I know that severe weather is going to become a factor here again in the Midwest. We've already dealt with it one time this week. We're going to deal with it again all the way through till Friday for most of the Midwest. So stay safe, stay vigilant. I know right now in Oklahoma and Kansas, it's already happening. The Deep South is probably going to get a piece of it there Tuesday. But all the way to the Pocono Mountains, I believe, has a chance for severe weather this week. The storm's brewing here in Bristol, Tennessee. Let's thunder around this place, the half-mile oval in Thunder Valley. Jesse Gordon out to a great restart. And here comes Tristan Pena. Inside of the 11 of Nicholas Caldwell, we get a lap complete. Now on to lap number 6. Now 7. This is on board with the number 50 of Tristan Pena, trying to clear in the 11 of Caldwell. Slight advantage there on that outside line. You'll see these drivers kind of double diamond the corner, especially on this low line. But you don't want to get trapped down there. That's kind of what's happening here to Tristan. He's pinned down on the bottom, and the freight train is going to continue to go by. He's lost a spot now. He needs to find a hole and get to that high line. 33 now, 35 of Austin Thomas. Going to go by on the high line. 14 next in line, they're nose to tail, and there's just no way for the 50 to get up there. Reed Sanders is around in 1 and 2. So these cautions can come rapid fire, and then we can have a long green flag run. But it looks like Ruck Regal gets loose. The 4 has nowhere to go. The 19 tries to avoid it. But ultimately, the 4 car is going to take the brunt of this. And aero not quite as important here at Bristol. We'll take a look here off the front of Galen Wunsch. And you can see the diffusers on the back of the 54. Less diffusers on the back, a little less aerodynamic dependence. And so these cars, with their composite bodies, can take a little bit of a beating. They have to be careful not to lose that toe link, though. The suspension is really the weak part of this car. With too many wall slaps, could end up with an ill-handling car. It's definitely mechanical grip that's going to get you around this place here tonight. And as far as mechanical grip goes, the 10 of Jesse Gordon has proven that he knows his way around, but he's also had clean air. No one's contested the 10 car just yet. Alan Dobbs staying in second. The top 5 has not changed hands at all. There was a couple contests for the 5th position, but Tristan Pena falls back to 5th, and now we're going to rack him back up. Quentin Stewart still stuck back here in the 10th spot, and it looks like maybe some follow the leader on the outside line right now. Three cars off the racetrack currently. Reed Sanders, Stephen McGough, and Brandon Yates have parked it behind the wall. John Walker getting damage repaired, now 12 laps down. And Christian Ruckriegel getting back out on the racetrack, but he did lose a lap. That's another factor here at Bristol. It's so short to pace around this place that you can very easily end up a lap down. Just trying to get 30 seconds of repairs done, you could end up a lap down, maybe even 2 laps down, depending on how far back you have to get down pit road. And unfortunately for the 33, he did have to repair some of that damage, and I'm sure there'll be another opportunity here for Ruckriegel to get back on the lead lap. But into the Turn 1 Tsunami's restart zone, Jesse Gordon with another launch into Turn 1. And CJ Gates is around the 35, the 33. And the race is falling apart for some of these drivers. And the 35 just comes up the racetrack like the 14 isn't even there. Silas back on the restart. He also seemed to have been in the wrong gear or had a bad start. Maybe spun the tires. Now there's a checkup here with the 199. Galen Wunsch, he might have been in the wrong gear here for this restart. And the 35 just trying to get around the 11, but he came right up on the 14 of CJ Gates, and Austin Dowdy, Ruckriegel just pile in there at the tail end of it. So all the Turn 1 Tsunami drivers getting into one another. I want to check the brake bias on these machines. Jesse Gordon remains your leader. We are 18 laps in. 3 cautions. Had about a 4-lap stint there of green flag racing, and it's been a little bit rough here to say the least. Hopefully here with the pavement being relatively cool, it's 72 degrees on the track temperature, and we know how difficult this next generation stock car can be to control, and especially when it starts to lean on the right rear. You've seen the previous sessions we've broadcasted with this car. We have a Saturday Night Racing League that, you know, is typically pretty caution-free, but since they've changed to this next-gen car, it's been a little difficult. It's been a learning curve for some of the drivers, maybe not familiar with it, and it's still relatively new to the iRacing service. Now for a couple years, but a lot of drivers have avoided it. So we're kind of in a melting pot right now with the experience levels of this car and ironing out the wrinkles. Bristol, just one of those places that it's going to show the flaws of anybody at any given time. So we'll just wait and see how this all plays out. Tana Jesse Gordon, though, back out on the loud pedal. Turn 1 Tsunami's restart zone. 4th time today. This time the 54 of Dobbs matches his restart, but doesn't get the drive into 1 and 2. He is going to hang with the 10 car this time around, though. CJ Gates with a black flag and a little block there off of 4. But here comes Alan Dobbs to try to take away the lead. Dobbs got to the inside of Gordon for a moment. Killow working his way into the top 10. Nicholas Caldwell losing some spots, got pinned down on the bottom, and Galen Wunsch is sideways. Hold on to it. Gotta lock that thing down. And luckily, everybody able to avoid him. But loses control here on the front straightaway. He's outside of the 11. He gets cleared. And right here out of turn 4, just snaps it free. Keeps it off the inside wall. Man, I think that was... I think that was the 19 machine of Ren that just barely got by there. Let's back this up on the replay again. He's just going to barely sneak by this. Let's see right here, he gets loose. That's the 199 in front of him, and look out. Halfway through stage number 1. And handling issues starting to show their ugly face here at Bristol. It's chewing up the tires, but this concrete oval still has some action left to be done. Stay tuned. More action continues in the QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Here live at Bristol, excuse me. Oh, sideways. We came back just in time to see the 10 of Jesse Gordon get turned. And no caution will come out, but he is not going to be happy. This is the short track tempers we were talking about earlier. And it all falls apart here right in front of this pack. 10 car got a little bit into the wall there off of 2, and here comes the 54 to the inside, just shoves the nose in there, and the 10 sideways. That's going to hand the lead over to the number 18 of Waylon Turner. His first time up front. Quentin Stewart finds his way into the top 5 now. He's in second position. There's some side-by-side there. Briefly, Dobbs got into the back. Just kind of got into the left rear of the 10 car. There's really no other way to explain that. Now all over the back bumper of Quentin Stewart. just nowhere to go, and I thought maybe it would stick down there a little bit lower. Meanwhile, Jesse Gordon is back here in 14th position, now going by the outside of Mitchell Costner. Josh Wren in the 19 has gotten around Galen Wunsch on board for the 10th place car. And we were telling you earlier about the driver camera. It looks like it is crashed for us. It's completely frozen up in the virtual camera. That's unfortunate there for Josh Wren. He had his green screen background. Battle for the lead, though. It's side by side with Dobbs. Stewart was inside of the 18 there for at one point. These drivers using the safer barrier, and here comes Alan Dobbs again to try to take away the lead. He's going to lead right up on the back bumper, gets into the 18. Into him again. Can he pull the slider? He cannot. Not quite clear here. We're on board with Nicholas Caldwell. The top three has changed hands relatively quickly. Caldwell up 3 spots, Waylon Turner up 5. And Alan Dobbs finally finds the lead, but he had to get rather physical there to get to it. Well, you got a driver that's probably a little bit angry with the 54, trying to work his way back to the front. And we're coming up on 6 laps to go for stage number 1. Jesse Gordon will get another opportunity to put 4 fresh tires on this machine and get some of that damage repaired. While Alan Dobbs comes around for 5 laps to go in stage number 1 from Bristol. A variety of lead changes very quickly in this green flag run. 4 cautions, 2 lead changes. Pretty mild for Bristol, if you ask me. Starting to pull away from Nicholas Caldwell and using that safer barrier to do so. Brent Allen to the inside of Quentin Stewart. Tristan Pena looking for maybe a top 5. Come by for 2 laps left in stage 1, and the top 3 still undecided. The top 5, rather. With Quentin Stewart and Brent Allen continuing to go at it. White flag in the air for Alan Dobbs, though. One more time here at Bristol, and it looks like, yes, can confirm, Alan Dobbs is going to cross that start-finish line and claim stage number 1. So there you have it, folks. He was able to get it. You had Caldwell, Turner, Allen, Stewart, Pena, Kilwell, DePasquale, Wunsch, and Wren for the top 10. Stage complete here on lap 50. Brings us down pit road for 4 fresh ones on everyone's machine. Would not expect anything less. So again, it's excuse me, it's been rather physical here to start this thing out, and I apologize for my voice here tonight. We have this awesome thing called pollen in the state of Ohio, and it's been rather bad the past couple of days. But we're doing the best with what we have to work with, and that's all we can do here, both in life and on the iRacing service. But the 54 of Alan Dobbs looks like he might have gotten a speeding penalty or possibly an EOL. Not exactly sure what's going on, but he is dropping to the tail end of this field. So the 54 of Dobbs, I'm not entirely sure if that was a speeding penalty or not. He'll drop to the tail end, and we'll have Nicholas Caldwell into the Turn 1 Tsunami's restart zone. Pace car should pull off this time around. Stage number 2 coming up from Bristol. 147 laps left in this race. It'll be 146 when we go back green. Pace car out of the way. Tsunami's restart zone. Green flag is out. We're back live. Stage number 2. On board with Quentin Stewart here. He got roughed up into the wall there, and we've got another caution. I believe it is the 19 of Wren going around. And damage on the front end of that machine. Just a case of coming up the track a little too far there, and Randy Solé flies in there. I'm gonna go on board with the 00. Not quite sure what was going on there with Randy Solé, but drove right up into the cars in the wall. Some bizarre behavior there for the 00. The 11 of Nicholas Caldwell still your leader, and on that restart, Waylon Turner had kept it to the inside for a little bit. Quentin Stewart got to the outside of him. Looked like we were going to have a change for second just before that caution came out. It was getting close. That outside being the preferred line thus far. Been difficult to pass on the bottom. Did a couple drivers do it. The likelihood of getting into somebody is a lot higher. This car does not want to turn off these corners at speed, and you almost have to drive it in deeper than the guy on your outside and slide up the racetrack if you don't clear him. We've seen it a couple times here today. You end up getting into him. Doubled back up. 141 laps will be left to go. Weather the same at 73 degrees, 1 degree up from where we started this race. But the sun is down, and it's strictly based off tire temp at this point. 6 cautions, 3 lead changes. Let's try again here at Bristol. Let's put the spin cycle on. Let's see what we got. Race number 8, side by side for second already. Quentin Stewart tried to clear the 18. Tristan Pena going to try David Killow for the top 5. And Di Pasquale gets into the back of the 50 just a little bit there. '54, who took that EOL, working his way back through this. And it looked like the 99 of Quentin Stewart not able to clear. Galen Wunsch gets loose again here down the front stretch. And into the outside. They're going to use the safer barrier here. Off of turn 2, off of 4 actually. Into the back of the 199 again. Double tap here from the 54 to the 199. And he gets loose right in front of the 54. In contact there with the 199. It continues. These guys all for the 6th position right now. You're just not able to get clear of the 199 on that inside line. Meanwhile, the 54 of Alan Dobbs now trying to clear the 199. He will do so into turn 1. Wunsch gets loose again here off the exit of turn 4. And here goes Pena. Looking for the top 5 again. 20 brushes the wall. Pena not able to get the drive off, and he's going to concede a spot to the 54. The opening outside, almost looking 3 wide for a brief moment. It's the drive off here that I've been watching for this battle, and it's going to continue. The 20, just trying to hold him at bay for the top 5. And now looking like maybe a long green flag run. Randy Soule, CJ Gates, John Walker, Austin Dowdy, Christian Ruck Regal, Reed Sanders, and Stephen McGough. Tough days here today. Brandon Yates back out on the racetrack right now, up to speed, but still some probably minor damage. Car not 100%. He's had a rough start, 15 laps down. The 19 of Josh Wren. They elected not to get that damage repaired from that last spin. But he has fallen back to 15th, down from where he was earlier. Austin Thomas down 5 positions. The 35 has struggled with some damage as well. Here's the front end of Mitchell Costner. It's got some damage. Wyatt Walker, a clean car so far. And he's behind the 22 of Jason Blaney. This is for the 11th spot, just in front. The 10 of Jesse Gordon, holding on to the 10th position. They look 3 wide through 1 and 2, now into 3 and 4. And Gordon clears for 9th. Riding on board here with Brent Allen in the number 13 machine. Brent Allen started up in the 4th spot. We know he's got pace and speed in this thing, but he probably needs a long green flag run to get back up there to where he started. He's probably trying to save the tires, not compete with these guys too hard early in this run. If we make it to green flag pit stops, look out for the 13. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. But I think, again, I confirmed it with Quentin Stewart. He's in the top 5. 54 of Alan Dobbs goes by. Dobbs on a mission to the front. He's trying to chase down Nicholas Caldwell, who took over the top spot just a moment ago there. And he'll get clear of Waylon Turner. Set his sights for the 11. So I've been watching the 199 of Galen Wunsch, and he's been pretty dedicated to this bottom line. Might not feel comfortable up near that wall. As you see the 50 of Pena go by, the 13 of Brent Allen. It seems like that outside just a little bit quicker on the exits. But they're having a little bit of an accordion effect here with some lap traffic now. The 19, they're going to look to the inside. The 18 has to check up. They're looking 3 wide here. This doesn't work at Bristol. The 20 cars around. And after a stint of about 30 or so laps, the caution comes back out here at Bristol on lap 85. So, in defense of the 13, they were 3 wide. But he knows that there's somebody to his outside. He knows there's 2 of them. There has to. Drives right up into the right rear or left rear of the 20 machine. And it looks like the 20 car is going to get the worst end of it because he ends up losing a few positions out of this. Drivers did come down pit road. The 10 looks like of Jesse Gordon getting some of that damage repaired down and away for Dobbs, and this will hand the lead over to Galen Wunsch. The 20 of David Killow, he decided to stay out after that spin. He will come down now. Galen Wunsch preventing him from leading a lap, so the 20 will come down and get service on his machine. Quick break here while we have a moment here on V-Speed. You are watching QSR Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. Don't go anywhere. About 110 laps will be left when we come back.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Back here live from Bristol and QSR Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. Alan Dobbs has found his way back to the top spot. And the 199 had stayed out. He has about 30 or so laps on these tires. And the 4 fresh ones, they haven't ran away from the 199. And he's been driving the bottom more than anybody else here today. So probably saving a little bit of that tire as he comes out in the middle here of 1 and 2. Just behind him, Nicholas Caldwell is falling back to 3rd after these pit stops. There's quite a few drivers brought it down pit road that last time. We've already put 8 laps on this stint. They took away that fast. 11 to the inside of Galen Wunsch, and Nicholas Caldwell up to P2. 22 of Jason Blaney having a stellar day. Top 5 run right now. And he's looking to grab maybe a top 3 all over the back bumper of the 199 going in to this corner. He'll get to the outside. And fresher tires will prevail for the 22. Meanwhile, you go back here on board with David Killow, and he's on the tear now to get back through this field. And there's the red belts strapped in here with the VR get up. The second driver that I can confirm having a VR set up on our driver cams. He started in 11th. He's been as high as 4th or 3rd position. 19 Ray gets into the wall there. Looks like Quentin Stewart going to go by on the inside. And Brent Allen trying to get around the 199. Wunsch continues to fall on those older tires. He has Wyatt Walker to the inside. Brent Allen gets into the wall there briefly. And Walker into the top 5 now, as the 199 made a mistake there through 3 and 4. Brent Allen gets clear of him as well. And trouble's here for the 35 of Austin Thomas, and he's going to have to tow to pit road. Back it up here on a Respeed Instant Replay and find out what happened here. 19 gets into the wall. Wren checks him up. He goes to the inside, but it's too late. He's already popped the right front off. And that toe link gone, no steering, and he just has to pull it off of the racing surface. And unfortunately for Austin Thomas, the bad luck in this event has continued to get worse. The halfway mark here on V-Speed, and you know what that means if you are new to the broadcast and you've never been here before. This is the opportunity where we like to find those volume knobs and crank it up. So let's do it with Walker's Ridge Plantation. Let's find that volume knob. Now let's crank it up, presented by Walker's Ridge Plantation. 54 of Alan Dobbs continues to lead. He has the 11 keeping him honest, though, of Nicholas Caldwell slowly creeping back into this picture for the lead battle. Down to 2/10, and last time by, identical lap times. Only 1/100 of a second separate these two on speed. Makes sense. They're teammates. They've probably practiced and worked together through this week to get prepared. And unfortunately here, 54 might see some vengeance. We're have to wait and see if there's a block. There is a block. The 10 car not very happy with Alan Dobbs, and Jesse Gordon lets him by now. And he made sure to check him up. He gets into the wall there. I think he was intending to let the 54 by on the outside, and it looked like a block to me, but in a second glance, I'll let you guys be the judge. Let's look at it from our blimp camera. Yeah, I think he's just trying to let the 54 by on the outside, and well, there you go. Caldwell gets into the wall. He got it down to about a 10. Now gives up 3 of them. Little mistake there. And a pass almost complete here for Brent Allen. He's inside of the 22 of Jason Blaney, who gets into the safer barrier. And Brent Allen, I told you later in this race, if we get a long green flag run, you're witnessing it right now. He's chasing down Waylon Turner. 0.6 of a second to get to third. Right on the outside of the 10 of Jesse Gordon. There's Steve Pasquale, and while we were doing that crank it up segment, the 42 had a mistake in the moment. Not sure if it was of his own doing, but definitely lost a lot of positions. Steve Pasquale ends up losing about 5 of them. He is 2 laps down now. Jesse Gordon will be in the free pass position. You're riding on board here with Brent Allen, and with beyond Waylon Turner, it's 4.5, almost 5 seconds to get up here to the lead. And these two nose to tail with Alan Dobbs and Nicholas Caldwell. Oh boy, the 54 collects the 15. Will stay green. But Dobbs just a little impatient here with the lap traffic tonight. That's going to hand the lead over to Nicholas Caldwell, and he's already got 3 wins under his belt this season, trying to make it number 4. Alan Dobbs did lose some ground here, and it's 2.5 seconds now separating him. Brent Allen on the move. Damage on the 54 will probably hinder him a little bit. He hit that inside wall with the 15 locked on the nose, and I tell you, Brent Allen has a real shot at getting second position in just a few laps. Last time by 0.2 of a second faster. Pulling away from Waylon Turner, Jason Blaney side by side. He has the 20 of David Killow to the inside. Meanwhile, Quentin Stewart trying to find his way around these drivers. Riding on board with the 99 of Quentin Stewart. It's a bumpy one. And a couple cars getting to the wall in front of him. He's still trying to clear David Killow in the 7th spot. This is for the top 5 right now. Between the 22, the 99, and the 20. Less than half a second separating these cars, but it seems like the safer barrier is the only way to get around this place tonight. On board with the 22. There's second place and there's third. Brent Allen within a second now of Alan Dobbs. Continuing to shave away at this lead. A little bit of damage on that 54, probably hindering his line. And 2/10 a lap for Brent Allen. He'll be there within the next two. Dobbs just trying to hold on and salvage the day. We have just over 50 laps to go. 62 left on the marker. And Brent Allen looking for the lead now. Into turns. Oh, it's a 15 again here. He's going to check him up. Contact there with the 54 again. Not the first time those two have touched. Brent Allen going to get clear. Second spot now. Dobbs continues to fall. Waylon Turner will be the next car in line. With the checkup there, Dobbs lost almost a half a second to Waylon Turner last time around. 15 gets into the wall in the background here. Brandon Yates breaks the toe link. He's going to bring it down pit road. So we do have the camera working again here for Josh Wren. We'll try to get it back up. So we do have a live on set here. Big checkup here for the 19. Remember, he is a lot of laps down here, a lot of damage. Here come the leaders now to the outside. And the pace has fallen off almost 2 seconds for some of these guys. A full second for your leader, Nicholas Caldwell. His best lap here was a 14.378. And his last time by was a 15.7. Stewart trying not to go a lap down, but I think it's just a matter of time before we only have a handful of cars on the lead lap. Alan Dobbs is falling back to the 5th position now. David Killow gets around him. And Dobbs with that damage probably hoping and pleading for a caution. Battle here between the 92 of Mitchell Costner, the 50 of Tristan Pena. This is for the 9th position. Pena just falls back to 10th now as Costner goes by on the inside. The 92 going to pull away a little bit here. Try to chase down Galen Wunsch, who is 2.5 seconds ahead of him. Just ahead of that, you have Quentin Stewart and some cars peeling down pit road, I believe. So 22 of Blaney finds his stall. He's one of the first drivers in the top 5 to bring it into pit road. 66 laps on the stint. You're watching Jason Blaney leave his stall. He's going to go 2 laps down. Probably come out just ahead of your leader. And here comes Nicholas Caldwell, who is in that top spot. 53 laps led here for the progressive number 11. Has some lap traffic in front of him here, though. He's about to lap the driver that he was competing for the lead. That's his teammate there on the outside. Dobbs does not want to go a lap down, but it's going to happen anyway. He gets into the wall. And out of 3 and 4. 4 cars left on the lead lap here for Bristol, Tennessee. 44 laps to go. Crossing that stripe. Caldwell, Allen, Turner, Killall, and Dobbs, the top 5. Munch, Stewart, Costner, Pena, and Gordon, that top 10. It's been on rails all day long for Nicholas Caldwell. Brenton Allen, 8.6 seconds back here, but comfortable for a top 3 finish. Waylon Turner has found his way back up here to try to fight for the second spot, and only some contact off of turn 4. 18 car is going to take over the point. Here come fresh tires from the 22 of Blaney. He'll clear both of them in one corner. Blaney probably feels like Superman right now on these fresh tires. Is right on board with him. You can see Nicholas Caldwell on the complete other side of this racetrack. And David Killall probably at the risk of going a lap down here soon. And I think at this point, if you're the 20, you've clawed your way back up into the top 5. No reason to break up the strategy or try anything crazy. I think if they have to pit, and I think they all do, now's the opportunity for the 20 to short pit, as did Jason Blaney. You make up so much time. You're going to be a full second faster than these cars. And that's time well spent. You're running out of laps to do it, to make up that ground. So I think now is the time, if you're outside of the top 3, to just bring it down pit road and try to run these guys down. If they can't make it on fuel, this is the opportunity. Dobbs fighting with Costner. Quentin Stewart 3 seconds back, but Dobbs falls back to 7th now. This car continuing to fight him every single corner. And he's having to put a lot of wheel into this thing just to keep it off the wall. A lot of brake. That front end definitely out of alignment. Here's the battle for 3rd. David Killall has found his way to the inside of Brent Allen. Just before we might hit pit road, Killall shows that he still has some long run pace in this number 20. He will clear. And with the exception of Dobbs, it's looking like Nicholas Caldwell Racing has this place figured out now. Killall in the top 3. The 11 leading this race. Waylon Turner in 2nd spot. It's the Nicholas Caldwell Racing 1-2-3 at Bristol. 30 laps to go. Caldwell on the verge of lapping another car. We might dial it down to just 3 left on the lead lap. Quentin Stewart's fighting there on the outside with somebody. I think Quentin Stewart brought it down pit road and got 4 fresh ones. He did. Let's see how much ground he can make up. Costner down pit road as well. it's just quick work here, in and out. Side by side doesn't last very long. He's going to get by the 15, and he'll clear. That is Brandon Yates, who's had some struggling handling. Kind of all in all, just a bad day here for Brandon Yates. But the positive from this, he's up 6 positions, and even though he is some laps down, he can still gain another spot. Josh Wren can make a mistake. He could get up to 14th. So Brandon Yates sticking it out. That's what you have to do. And we've got carnage here right in front of Quentin Stewart. And it's the 50 of Tristan Pena. Caution is out, and that changes everything. Galen Wunsch in the 50 of Pena go to the outside wall here. Let's back this up a little bit further. Pena just comes up the racetrack, gets into the door of the 199. Wunsch has nowhere to go here. And with just under 30 laps to go, not how I wanted to show off my paint here today for the Texas Tornado. And unfortunately, we just got a good look at it. And Wunsch still trying to get this car going. He's going to tow to pit road. Down and away for the 11, he brought it in. Waylon Turner stays out, but he's going to cycle back around. Might have missed his box. Yeah, he is coming back in for service. And saw Alan Dobbs fall all the way back to 9th. He got some waiver rounds, but drivers like Quentin Stewart, Jesse Gordon, 22 of Jason Blaney will be back on the lead lap, but everyone behind him is only getting one of these, and they need 2. So hopefully another caution for the 99 could put him in the lucky pass position. He'll be battling that out with Jesse Gordon and David Killa. I say Killa. I meant Killa. All right, let's double them back up here. Back behind the iRacing pace car. We'll go back green with the exactly 21 laps left. Quick math here from Bristol. Racing recap up on the top of your screen with 8 cautions, 10 lead changes. We just had a long enough stint to see some green flag pit stops. Now everybody that hadn't brought it down pit road, they're going to benefit the most from this. Everyone, Tsunami's restart zone coming at you. Green flag back underway, 21 left. Brent Allen gets loose there, ends up losing the back end. Di Pasquale, who's trying to fight for a position here, maybe for a lucky pass. I don't think he's going to get it. He's 4 laps down, but still putting up a fight. Still driving it hard here into 1 and 2. And Brent Allen has to make an evasive maneuver to get to the outside. And Jason Blaney holding on to the 3rd spot. Waylon Turner, Nicholas Caldwell, the top 3. So a little bit of separation now among some of these Nicholas Caldwell drivers. David Killa has had a problem on this restart. And he brought it down into the pits. Tough break there for the 20 machine. Was looking at a possible top 5, and the caution is out. Looks like Possibly Clinton Stewart and Mitchell Costner involved in this. Back it up on our B-Speed instant replay one more time here. And Brent Allen was around right in front of Quentin Stewart. Left front gone on this machine. So after the success that he had last week, I'm not sure what happened to Brent Allen to get him turned around like that. Let's go look at the 13 car. Laney all over the back row, just drove right through him. No lift here for the 22 at all. Allen might have got loose here, but he slides up in front of him. And 22 just didn't like that. Didn't like it at all. Unfortunately, that cost some drivers this race and a finish. Quentin Stewart's going to end up down on pit road, and like I said before, we have quite a few drivers that have had the same kind of luck tonight. Complete meltdowns in the beginning of this race for some drivers, and now it's coming late, coming in waves, and it always comes in threes, it seems. The war of attrition at Bristol has put about 12 or so cars way behind on this, and we've only got 4 cars left on the lead lap as we double back up. Nicholas Caldwell, the command car for this restart. He's looking to make it 4 races in victory lane this season. He has his teammate to the outside of Waylon Turner. Jason Blaney involved in that caution. Brent Allen stays in the 4th spot, even with that spin. Green flag back underway. Blaney able to get around the 18 machine. Going to set his sights on the back of the 11. 10 laps left for Bristol. Does Jason Blaney have anything for the 11? Caldwell out to a comfortable lead of half a second. These laps are going to tick away quickly. Under 10 to go. And into the wall there a little bit for the 22. Battle for position. Brent Allen rides behind the 50 of Tristan Pena. Pena in the 50 in 9th spot right now. Position battle is between Allen and Turner. 7 to go. The last great Coliseum. The action has been heavy here tonight. We're coming up on 5 laps left, and Nicholas Caldwell has set sail. He is out of the picture for anyone to contest him unless we get another caution. I don't think anybody's going to catch this guy. Jason Blaney falling off a little bit each lap. Last time by, though, put a couple hundredths of a second between them. Blaney was a little bit faster. 5 laps left. Will be 4 to go. This is the push for the 22 into the wall. You don't want to overdo it. You could settle for a second position finish if you just don't make a mistake. I know you want to get up there and steal this lead away, but 3 laps left. Think big picture. Blaney could be up here in the broadcast booth. He defends against Waylon Turner, who looked to the inside briefly there. 2 laps left. Brent Allen in 4th. Mitchell Costner is behind Alan Dobbs, who, even with the damage, has found his way into a decent situation, possibly a 6th place finish. White flag in the air. One more time for Nicholas Caldwell. Half a lap to go and a half a second lead. Nicholas Caldwell is going to add himself a 4th win this season. Race number 8 goes to the 11 at Bristol. Post-race interviews with your top 3, those final race results. We'll get a word with the top 3 drivers in just a moment. You're watching QSR Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series live on V-Speed. More coverage post-race right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome back to our coverage from Bristol, Tennessee. Race number 8 has been concluded for the QSR Chase for the Cup Next Gen Series. 100 or 200 laps here tonight. And the R&R 100. Final results coming up on your screen. 9 cautions and 10 lead changes. Pretty mild day for 200 laps. Pretty good job here overall. A lot of drivers with damage. A lot of drivers that deserve to be in this top 5. They had to work hard to get back there. Nicholas Caldwell is going to add a 4th win. Jason Blaney, a top 3 finish for him. A surprise from 17th position. And Waylon Turner. We'll get a word with those drivers in just a moment. Brent Allen, a solid day overall. Probably wanted it to be one or two better. He had been in those situations a couple times tonight, but a couple mistakes and a couple issues with lap cars and just a variety of everything going wrong at the tail end of this thing. Got sideways there with the 199, and unfortunately for Brent Allen, fourth place. Jesse Gordon, your pole sitter. Problems very early, and he recovers back to the top 5. Alan Dobbs, the driver that got into him there, finishes one behind him, that front row, 5th and 6th. It's Mitchell Costner, who's going to be in 7th spot with Wyatt Walker in 8th. Tristan Pena, top 10 finish for him. And Johnny DePasquale, rounding out the top 10 here today. QSR CEO Quentin Stewart will finish in 11th with Josh Wren in 12th. His drivers one or more laps down, and Quentin Stewart just got totaled. A machine behind the wall, and a few of these drivers completely done. I know it says 21 laps. This is really where it all fell apart for guys like Brandon Yates, David Killow, Galen Wunsch, Austin Thomas, Randy Solé, CJ Gates, John Walker, and Austin Dowdy all behind the wall. You have 5 more cars to talk about here, with 21st being Christian Ruckriegel, Reed Sanders, Stephen McGough, Nathan Line, and John Wildyka rounding out your field here today from Bristol. But now that takes us to pit road, and the first driver that we're going to talk to is your third place driver. It's the Nicholas Caldwell Racing Team, who seemed to have it all figured out. You had the cleanest car here tonight. You end up getting third. Still a pretty solid day for you here, Waylon Turner.
Yeah, man, Bristol is so unpredictable. I love this track. It was actually my very first iRacing win in the truck series when I started iRacing, so it's a very special track for me. You know, everyone looks forward to Bristol every year, but I have that little bit of extra love in my heart for it. But man, this race was definitely chaotic to being a one groove race. Unfortunately, man, they need to do something about this package, NASCAR. Man, it's not fun.
Well, and you saw here, it was follow the leader. It almost looked like Darlington, or maybe like an old Homestead, where everybody's on the outside line, and if you cut down to the bottom of the racetrack, you lose a ton of ground.
Yeah, that was definitely the story of tonight for sure. Man, like you saw at the end, Blaney on fresher tires than me. I tried to flirt with that low line, but I mean, I knew it was beating a dead horse at that point. But can't go out without trying. So I'm definitely happy with a podium finish. A top 3 is nothing to complain about. But definitely feels bad for my other teammate Dobbs. Man, he was dominant tonight. Most of these races he is dominant. My whole team's just coming out here running our best that we can, and I think it shows. And man, it's just unfortunate that some people in here just want to put their egos in the way of good, clean racing.
We saw that short track temperament here tonight. I think we'll just chalk it up to that for the most part. But for you, able to avoid most of it, survive the day. One of 4 cars left on the lead lap to finish this thing out. And, 22 laps led. You've got a win under your belt. Looking pretty good for the chase here. This should help you out.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the playoffs. This is the best I've ever ran in a league. So, at the end of the day, if I never win another race this year, I can at least go out with my head held high and know that I definitely did the best that I could. But, definitely looking forward to battling my teammates for the championship here this year. And I'm definitely looking forward to the coming races.
Well, you mentioned the teammates. I'm sure there's others that were a part of this to put this car on the racetrack. Go ahead and shout those folks out while we have you in the booth.
Of course, first and foremost, as I always do, I want to thank my wife and my family for allowing me the time during the night to be able to come out here and race. I really enjoy it. And I love my family to death, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am right now without their love and support. Again, I want to thank my teammates at NCR. Everyone, all the talk that we do. It's all in good fun, and it's a great environment to be in, and I really enjoy it. And lastly, I want to thank you and V Speed for putting on a hell of a show every week. I look forward to Tuesdays every week, and it's exciting to be here.
Waylon, we appreciate you coming up in the broadcast booth. Thank you for the compliments. And tell you what, man, go get them. We'll probably talking to you post race at another venue. We have
Hopefully at Michigan.
Yeah, we have 3 more opportunities here in the regular season to get another win. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, Michigan's another one of my favorite tracks, so I'm hoping to run well there, if not get a win.
So there you go. Waylon Turner, 3rd place here tonight at Bristol. He survived it. We'll move on to the 22. 2nd place finisher in this event, Jason Blaney in the number 22. Well, I gotta say, it was advantageous there. That saving those tires there for the end worked out in your favor. You come away with kind of a last lap pass, if you will. Not so much a last lap pass, but a last run pass to get this 2nd spot away. And you were able to stay on the lead lap all night tonight.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was just a battle of attrition. Keep your car clean. A lot of people tore up their race cars. I wasn't fast at all coming into this race. I figured the only thing I can do is run the top where I know I'm going to save tires and stay out of trouble. I did pit on lap 150 when everyone else was staying out, so I ended up going 2 laps down, got one of them back, and then we had that second to last caution. So I had sort of fresh tires. I had to take a wave around. And then, fortunately, that last caution came out, so I was able to still be on the lead lap and get myself 4 freshies. But 11 was just fast tonight, man. Like, yeah, I feel like if it was, a 30-lap green flag run, maybe my little difference on fresher tires would have helped me. But just overall pace, I felt like I was surprisingly a 2nd place car. But if everyone was on the lead lap and everything, I'd be surprised if I even finished top 10.
Well, I can go back to what we were talking about with Waylon Turner. This seemed like follow the leader, so it was difficult to pass. It was very hard to maintain that line, and you guys, I think, almost eroded away the safer barrier at this racetrack tonight. Everybody up near the wall.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the only place I feel like you can be fast long run and not chew up your tires. I mean, if you're running bottom, you got probably 15 good laps, and then you're gonna tank. So once you're up there, man, it's hard to make a pass later on older tires. And if you got a leader in front of you that's running the high side, pretty much just wait for him to smack a wall too hard to make a run around him. But just raw speed passing on the bottom, it's not really going to happen here tonight.
Well, outside of that, though, Jason, you did find a way to get yourself up here into the top 3. Even with the adversity of the pace and maybe feeling a little bit off here tonight, you overcame that. You finished 2nd. Anybody you want to shout out for tonight's performance?
I shout out all the guys on my team, Fueled Up Motorsports. Big shout out to William Tozer for the spot tonight, letting me know wreck avoidance pitch strategy to be able to get me into this podium tonight. Johnny DePasquale in the 42, one of my other teammates on the track tonight. Unfortunate with some damage, but he's usually super fast. So all these guys on the team, that just allows us to get better each and every week. Obviously, I'd like to shout out W, that's on the car, as my sponsor tonight. Clark Heating and Cooling, Admin Box, Swift Home Buyers, WJM Media, ABN. And you guys, of course, for putting on a great league and broadcast.
Jason Blaney, 2nd place here, started in 17th. He's the biggest mover of the night, 15 positions gained. Thank you for talking to us.
Appreciate it, man.
And finally, that brings us to Victory Lane, where the number 11 has found it for the 4th time now. Nicholas Caldwell is starting to have a reservation up here in the broadcast booth. I got to say, Nicholas, without Dobbs in the way, that thing just looked like a rocket ship. I know you guys at NCR had this place pretty much figured out. You were running 1, 2, 3 at one point, but I mean, just walk us through kind of maybe the luck or the scenario that you kept yourself in tonight to win this race.
That's a dangerous question because, yeah, we were going to run 1, 2, 3, but when you have lap cars that throw temper tantrums and just intentionally wreck the leaders, that's not cool. I get that Dobbs was doing some aggressive stuff or whatever. I haven't seen a replay yet, but that was ridiculous. They wrecked him, flat out wrecked him, and essentially owned it on the radio. So Dobbs should have won this race. That's kind of why we did a tame burnout. But either way, we had them absolutely waxed. That would have been a 1, 2, 3 no matter what. And honestly, I'm sick and tired of the terrible racing. They keep swiping it. I mean, I understand, Dobbs has gotten into a couple of people or whatever, but when you're at a track like this, when you're swiping at people or swiping at him specifically, you're putting a whole bunch of other innocent cars in danger. And you saw that not only with me a couple of times, but a couple of other cars too. So all in all, they're going to have to fix that. But until then, we're just going to keep winning every race.
Well, you go back to maybe the short track temperament, and it's impossible to escape one another. And even if you do get around a guy, maybe end up passing him a couple laps later because of damage or whatever the case may be. How was it for you personally navigating things like that?
Yeah, I mean, when we got that long run, it was kind of easy just because there's some people that are really bad at saving their tires in this league. So you just kind of hit the downshift in the middle of the corner and then just drive off the end of the corner, and you had them cleared. But all in all, like I said, that was super frustrating. I shouldn't have won that race. 54 is easily the fastest car. And unfortunately, he might have made a mistake earlier or whatever, but that doesn't warrant 3 or 4 people swiping at him.
Well, Nicholas, I know that right now you were trying to fly under the radar here tonight, but tough words, maybe a little controversy going on here, but all in all, you add a 4th win to the record books, and you put yourself a little bit further ahead in the points again here tonight. Anybody you want to shout out while we have you up here?
Yeah, I just like to thank NCR. We've been bringing some pretty. I mean, it's fixed, but we've been pretty fast the whole year. We got a good group of guys. There's been some aggression for sure, but we'll keep doing what we do and we'll keep winning.
Nicholas Caldwell, 99 laps led, started 5th. He'll come home with another victory in race number 8. We look forward to seeing you next week when we go to, oh man, I had it here on the schedule. I was just talking about it.
You were going to tell me this time, man.
Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah, just give me 1 second here and I'll pull it up. It was it was right there, man. I try to be researched as much as I can be.
It's all right.
Yeah,
we got all the time in the world.
It's gonna be Texas.
Oh well, yeah, I ain't winning next week. that'll be a doozy. But hopefully the 54, one of our other cars can get into victory lane next week.
There you go. NCR, another great finish here for Nicholas Caldwell. Appreciate your time, and we look forward to next week.
Thanks, Bradley.
And that's going to do it for us here on our coverage. QSR, chase for the cup. Tempers are flaring, as you can tell. Some drivers upset with one another. Overall, it was a fun one to watch. Hope you enjoyed tonight's action. If you did, see everyone there in the chat. Sandra Nielsen and a few others here voicing up. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. 33% of you are not subscribed, and you are missing out on a ton of content. We go live 7 days a week here on V-Speed. You can catch us anytime in the evening for oval and road course racing. We have more action coming up here on Wednesday night. Logan Threlkel will be covering the Spark Entertainment Group and their league, the Cup Series for Spark. And we'll have Racing Revolution. Full Cup schedule followed all the way to November. That will be at 8:35 p.m. Eastern Time. But that's going to do it for us here at Bristol. We appreciate you coming out and watching it. QSR, Quentin Stewart, thanks for having us. For everybody at V-Speed, this is Bradley Cooper saying so long from Tennessee. We'll see you in the Lone Star State in 1 week's time. Till then, stay tracking.